what's currently on the roster would look a lot different had Tyler Scott and Velus Jones worked out.
Correct.
And I mean, if you
let's not write off Tyler Scott just yet, right?
No, fine. But if he had given you a Darnell Mooney like rookie season, you wouldn't be as desperate right now for a wide receiver, which is my point.
Okay, I mean, you still need you need a heavy room of wide receivers. Like even if he had played to Darnell Mooney type potential, you still need 3 or 4 good wide receivers in this league.
Correct,
right?
But 2 of them would be already on the roster. Is my point if those draft picks had worked out.
Oh.
My favorite point.
Tyler Scott's one of the 4. They need 4.
My favorite part of the show right now is we're not writing off Tyler Scott, right? Like you're what percentage of you doesn't think that Tyler Scott's going to be?
No, I'm excited to see him in his second year.
I am too.
I mean, I compared him to Johnny Knox last year at training camp, and Jason McKee echoed those sentiments. Jason played with Johnny Knox. Now, Johnny didn't exactly break out right away. It took time for Johnny to develop.
A lot of wide receivers do not break out their first year.
Like,
fair.
You know, the other idea for me is if they bring in Caleb Williams and he lives up to the potential and the hype that he has, if he even lives up to 75% of the expectation that some have for him coming into the league, including myself, who I think Caleb Williams, if he's on the Bears, I'm excited for him to come here because I think he's going to be a damn good quarterback. So with that being said, I think he's the type of quarterback that could lift up a Tyler Scott type, and the chemistry could come together maybe a little more quicker because there's more consistency with, you know, the quarterback wide receiver combination. Like Justin Fields had chemistry with DJ Moore, and then outside of DJ Moore, there wasn't any kind of chemistry or consistency, and the numbers reflected those. To me, if you have Caleb Williams spreading it out, I think there's a chance that Tyler Scott could be better than we realize, you know, in the event that Caleb Williams is what he's billed to be.
I had a couple thoughts about that one, but, you know, it was
Have a thought. What's your thought?
Thank you for encouraging me to have a thought. When that backup came in there and he started spreading the ball around, dudes were getting catches more. Tyler Scott actually emerged at that point. Darnell Mooney got more catches this year when Bagent was playing. That being said, talking out of both sides of my mouth, I'm not putting the problems that Tyler Scott had this year on Justin. Justin put the ball on him, and he dropped it.
Yeah, he had 3 big drops, 2 in the Falcons game that were for touchdowns, and 1 game-winning catch against the Lions that are the biggest highlight moments that were the lowlights for him.
But it really comes down to this. Are you optimistic enough about Tyler Scott that you don't want to spend money on a free agent right now?
Hell no.
Then what are we talking about?
But I still think he has a bright future. You know, like I'm still optimistic that he can be an effective wide receiver. When you talk about guys that created separation, he's very good at it. Now his hands are still a question, but like watching him at training camp and his ability, you know, throughout the season, he's very good at creating separation.
Which is what's the enticing thing about him. The dude is fast. The dude can get himself open. The dude just but a part of being a good wide receiver, correct me if I'm wrong, you got to catch the football.
Well, and that's where, but I'll give you this. I'd rather have Tyler Scott than pay for Hunter Renfrow.
And, if we're talking about guys that are on the roster too, if I had to bet on Tyler Scott or Velus Jones becoming a legitimate NFL player, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that would pick Velus Jones at this point. There is still some optimism that Tyler can turn the corner and be that guy. And Tyler, I like both those guys personally. They're both good to talk to, and they're both driven. But there's also a separation there too. Tyler just seems a little bit sort of more grounded in what he has to do to be successful.
We all silly like the mayor.